Welcome everybody to Iowa Speedway. We are live here for the Top Fuel Racing Series about to kick off here in the IndyCar. We are winding down the season as we draw near to the championship race. We are in week number 15 here at Iowa, coming off last week's win, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It was Scott Brinson picking up last week's win at New Hampshire. Not sure how many laps he actually had. I'm Adam Chapman. Anyway, Sam's not going to be here tonight. Actually, nobody's going to be in the booth with me tonight. Sam has some personal stuff going on in Byron as well. Has some family issues that he's taking care of. So it is just me back here again with you all as we get set to go 200 laps around Iowa Speedway. Coming in tonight, if we look at the standings, it is Scott Brinson on top of the board, I do believe. Let me double check. Yeah, Scott Brinson on top of the board. Jeff Hollingsworth currently second. Keith Mayato is in third. Chris Simard is in fourth. And Paul Krums is in fifth. As we get ready to go green, we got 2 minutes left in qualifying. And practice in qualifying picks up. We'll take a look real fast at the weather. There you go. 79 degree air temp, 80 degree track temp. It's kind of strange. And of course the lights is starting to come on here as you see them right there. So we will finish under darkness. Track temp should cool down quite a bit here in these Alera cars. It's going to be an interesting race as we get set to go. Anywho, real fast, tonight's race sponsored by Kustom Krums Graphix. Check them out on Facebook. I was looking at it earlier. Pretty cool looking stuff that they got going on there. So check them out. We'll have their logo throughout the entire night posted somewhere on the screen. We'll figure this out. We'll post it down at the bottom. Probably should have had that done earlier, but there we go. Now it is. So welcome them. Thank you them for broadcasting this event and this race as we get ready to go qualifying. 1 minute 56 seconds. Let's take a look at your top 10 currently in practice. Rick Ravon currently first. Adam Baker, Jeff Hollingsworth, Chris Walker, Paul Krums, Chris Simard. There's the 19 Scott Brinson, also last week's winner, is in 8th. Kevin O'Brien, Mike Grandy is in the 10th position. As we get set, keep in mind this track very short. We're going to see speeds about 16-second laps, maybe even faster once the lights actually come on. I don't think we'll hit 15s whatsoever, but there is that chance. Rick Ravon currently on top of the board, as I mentioned, 16.727 here in the final practice. As good Lord. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Anywho, 1 minute. So what we'll do, we'll step away and let this practice work itself out. We'll be back here during qualifying.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, Iowa Speedway. We are watching Adam Baker in the number 47 D Dallara 18 car as he crossed start finish line. Currently 5th place right now. Make that 6th place. We'll see if he jumps up. He jumps up to 2nd place. Let's jump back a little bit. Here we go. The 82. Chris currently running the bottom line. I'm interested to see if these guys actually run a higher line here at Iowa. I know the Cup cars, you actually start to see cars move up to defend that position. So we'll see what happens as this race progresses on to see what happens with the tire wear. Currently coming in and out, I believe I was told 18 cars are in the field, it looks like. As you see, Chris, he's going to cross the start-finish line. He may get a good lap here. Currently 10th. He's going to jump up to 9th place. Jeff Hollingsworth in the number 97. Currently 2nd in the point standings. Coming out of turn number 2 here at Iowa Speedway. This is open qualifying for anybody wondering. And he is currently 5th right now on the board from No Limit Racing. And we'll see if he moves up. Meanwhile, we'll jump over now to, we'll check on Scott Brinson here in just a minute, but here's the 37 of Johnny currently out on the track. I would pronounce his last name, but I butcher names. You all know me by now to know that. So we will not try to butcher his name tonight. Sorry, I just don't want to kill his name. Coming out of turn 4, the 37 going to put down a lap. He blinked. I don't know if it's going to actually count his lap. 14th place, so he's looking for a little bit more. Scott Brinson coming to the green flag in that number 14. Your current points leader coming into tonight, as I mentioned, is in front by 4 points. Rated R Racing. And right behind him in the point standings, as I mentioned, No Limit Racing's Jeff Hollingsworth. 4 points behind. And this is coming down to the wire. I was sitting here looking to schedule. These guys only have Iowa this week, then a big race next week, which hopefully yours truly will be participating in at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But I think that's Indianapolis Road Course. So I don't know if I'm going to be racing that one or not. But then we go to Chicagoland, and then we go to Indianapolis Oval. That's the one I'm anxious in. But I may race Chicagoland as well. I don't want to get in here and run nobody's championship races, so I got to be careful. Then we head out to Autodrome Jose Carlos Pace Grand Prix. Is that right? Yes. And then we head to Pocono for the season finale on June 12th. So the season winded down very quickly here for these guys. Ron Hollyfield crossing the start-finish line. Hasn't put up a lap yet. He may do it here. He still hasn't put it up yet. We'll keep an eye on him to see how he does. This is only his 4th start. He does have one top 10 coming into tonight. I don't think he's got a top 5 at the moment. He does not. Currently 17th on the board. Jeff Clark also here. He is rolling out of pit, so we'll stay with the driver of the 62 coming out of turn 4. And across the stripe. See if he could jump up here a little bit. Looks like a decent lap. He may have jumped up a spot. He does not jump up. For now, anyway. Everybody but 2 drivers have qualified, so we actually got 19 drivers here. Jeff Clark out of turn 4 in the 95. Currently 13. He's trying to move up. Right on board with him. Hear him, they really don't let off the throttle a ton as he works out of 4 across the stripe. 14th, will he jump up? He will not. We'll go back to Mark Walter. I apologize. In the double zero, currently 7th right now. 4 minutes left here in qualify before we get to race green flag. Kevin O'Brien, currently 12th. Now, he is a little bit slower than what he was in practice. He was actually 9th in practice, I believe. 9th or 10th, I can't remember off the top of my head. Currently 12th, however. Trying to jump up. Adam Baker trying to improve his lap right now, 18.834. Not able to improve that time. Jeff Hollingsworth coming down pit road. Jeff Clark, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in open qualifying for the Top Fuel Racing Series. Clark currently 14th on the board, trying to jump up. It appears he does not jump up this time. 17.002 is what he's looking to beat. Scott Brinson coming down pit road as well. Looks like everybody's... we may see somebody jump up here and there. I don't know yet. Paul Krumrye into number 88, Haviland. He comes in here into tonight in the... well, I see him top 10 in points. Maybe not. Let me check. Yeah, 5th in points, rated R Racing. Currently teammates with Scott Brinson. He is currently 7 points behind Chris Simard in 4th place. Actually, last week he actually lost that 4th position and fell back to 5th. So this week he's going to try to retake that spot. Coming out of turn number 4 across the stripe. He does not improve his 6th place, as we got 1 minute officially left here in final qualifying. And we'll jump back to Kevin O'Brien, who's still stuck in 12th. Does got a little bit of draft. We'll see if he's able to improve with that draft. One thing these guys are going to be fighting all night is how tight that car gets when you're behind another car. If you don't know about the Indy car, it just tends to do that. The arrow tends to push you up the track as he almost gets into the side. I'm not sure who that was beside him. As it looks like qualifying is going to come to an end, we'll finish off with Timothy Bates as he comes through turn 4. This lap will count, currently 14th. And he does improve on his lap, I think. No, he does not. Nope, he didn't improve, however, stays in 14th. And qualifying finishing up, and we're going to get a look at our grid as we start tonight's event here at Iowa Speedway. Keep in mind, guys, tomorrow night, another broadcast. We will be from Texas for the 9-4 Motorsports Throwback IndyCar Series. Looking forward to that one. Me and Derek Pemberton, I believe, will be in the booth with me on that one once again. As we get a look here at your starting grid for tonight's race. Adam Baker, Keith Marito, I'm sorry. Row number 2, we got Scott Brinson, Chris Samard, Chris Walker, Jeff Hollingsworth in row number 3. Row number 4, we got Rick Ravon and Paul Krumrye. In row number 5, Mark Walter and Captain Will Kirk. In row number 6, Mike Grandy and Kevin O'Brien. Chris Brian, I believe, and Timothy Bates will start in 7th row. Row number 8, we got Jeff Clark and Ron Hollyfield. Keep your eye on both of them. I think they may have something. As you look at the rest of your field for tonight, there you go. Kerry Cleaver will round out the final spot as we get ready to roll here for tonight's race. Let me look. So we're waiting on it to roll 200 laps. Real fast look here at your weather before we go. Track has cut off by 1 degree, so it ain't much of a difference right now. As the weather keeps getting later and later, that track temp should drop even more. Should be rolling here in about any second now. There goes the Porsche pace car rolling off pit road. And we are officially rolling here. Adam Baker going to be leading us to the green flag here tonight. There's a look at Iowa Speedway. It's pretty flat track. And we got a car wrecking actually exiting pit road. Oh, that's interesting. Not sure who that was. Off the top of my head. Not sure. However, get ready to go green. I believe it was actually third place that had that happen. I think we're good to go though. Pace car going to take one more trip around. And we will be green flag here at Iowa. One more reminder, this is coming down to the final few races. This is week number 15 for these guys. Coming off New Hampshire, Scott Brinson trying to go back to back. How many cars? We actually got 19 cars. We do. Look from the grandstand view. You can see the sun setting in the background slowly. As the pace car will drop off onto pit lane. And green flag is out. We are live here for Kustom Krums Graphix 200. Adam Baker doing a good job on that restart, able to get out front. Battle going to be for second. Scott Brinson now trying to take away that spot. He's going to slide up in front of Keith in at 19. Now looking back to the inside of this crossover. Not going to happen. Scott's going to be able to hold on to second spot for now. Battle's going to be back a little bit further for the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. Jeff Hollingsworth sitting in 6th, trying to move into the top 5. You see how fast these cars go around. We'll hop on board and ride with the driver of the 97 car. See him running that low line. Staying in 5th gear. A little bit further back, a group of 3. Mike Grandy, Kevin O'Brien, Ron Hollyfield. This is a battle for... We'll go ahead and call it 11th because Mike's starting to catch up to 11th. Adam Baker now trying to hold on to that top spot as Scott Brinson slowly starting to work down on him. Take a look out the back. You can see the gap has started to close. So a battle for the lead already here on lap number 7. Great racing so far. We got about 6 or 7 car breakaway up front. There's about a second and a half, maybe a second gap between there and that. This place very tough to pass. One thing, I'm not very familiar in general with the whole IndyCar thing, so I don't really broadcast a ton of them. But I do know with these stock cars, and if you all watched the previous broadcast we've done with me and Derek, it was more of a slide job type of move. And that made it very interesting. Contact, that's going to send, looks like Kustom gets sent into the wall. I'm not sure if Jeff Hollingsworth may have made contact coming out of turn 4. Yeah, definitely made contact, slid up into the driver of the 27. We'll get one more look at this in the grandstand, and I believe this is going to bring out a caution. It will. There's your contact, and then as they kept racing, the spin happened, I believe, right around. He rode the wall all the way through turn 1. Right here, you're going to see that car come off the wall, back into the wall, and then just overcorrects and then goes around as everybody does their best to avoid him. He does a good job of just slamming it in reverse and backing down into the wall instead of causing more trouble. But Chris Menard not going to be happy with that, as it was Jeff Hollingsworth making contact with Chris, the driver of that car. We'll see if we can get Chris. For an interview he may not be up for. A lot of drivers don't really like getting interviewed after, they get wrecked, which I don't necessarily blame them. So we'll see if we can get him in. As the race on pit road should be an interesting one. Couple cars staying out. Paul Krums looks like he stayed out. Mark Walker and Kevin O'Brien going to stay out for now. We'll see if I can get Chris Martin here. He comes in here. He was actually solid in the points as the pit stops down and away already. Does not take long, of course, to change tires here. But Chris coming here fourth in the points. MCS Motorsports behind teammate Keith, and then Paul Krums, of course, right behind him. So looks like that he may actually lose fifth or fourth position, depending on what else happens tonight as this race continues. Looks like the 88 may come down pit road. We'll see if Mark not going to follow. Kevin O'Brien going to follow, and a couple other guys as well going to come down pit road. So we'll see how this works out for the 00 car. As the pace lights are on, we will take a quick break and be right back right after this. Back here at Iowa, about to go back green flag racing here once again. We work our first caution of the night as Chris Smart made contact with Jeff Hollingsworth, made contact with Chris Smart as the pace car drops in. The green flag going to be out as Mark Walker going to lead them to the green flag, and that will give him definitely a lap later. Remember, he's on older tires, so we'll see how this affects him. As Scott Brinson going to battle Adam Baker. Brinson going to be able to take that top spot, second spot away, as now the battle heating up for third place with Chris Walker, and I'm getting all these Walker names mixed up. And here comes Brinson for the lead into turn one. Brinson, winner of last week's race. Baker right behind him. He's going to use the Highland to try to get around. We got a three-way battle for second place going into turn number 2 or 3. And that battle is now complete. Baker going to be able to win that. And the battle going to be now for the top spot as he tries to look underneath. And Adam Baker going to go to the point. Mark Walker going to fall back, possibly now to third as Scott Brinson works underneath. Down into turn 3. We'll see if he's able to take that spot away. Fresh tires not really giving much of an advantage here early. Making a little bit of contact, Brinson and Rick Ravon, as they now work off of turn number 2 down this backstretch. And you see Ravon does take that spot away. And here you go. Rick Ravon going to be able to slide job up in front of Mark Walter. That's the same thing like we was able to see in the Sprint Cup cars and all the other races we was able to broadcast here over the last couple weeks. You see the slide job really does come into play as we got another caution out on track. I'm not sure who this is on. Might be Chris Smart again. It is. Coming off turn number 4, making contact. Looks like this time, yes, it was with Jeff Clark as Smart goes for a spin and brings out our second caution of the night. Here in Iowa, not sure what the pit strategy will be here. These guys only ran just a matter of handful of laps, 9 to be exact, so I'm not sure what the pit strategy will be here. So as we work caution number 2 on lap 23 at the moment, and Scott Brinson blinking just a little bit. So about to go back green flag here in just a few moments. I believe we should be doubling up this time. Let's check the weather and see if anything's changed. Track temp actually went up a degree like it was in practice. Everything else looks the same. 3 lead changes so far. I believe that is between, what, 3 different drivers? Or I'm sorry, 2 different drivers. Adam Baker has been out front twice tonight, and of course, the 00 of Mark Walker was also out front for a couple laps. He did pit this time, actually from 6th place on back, pitted, so Mark Walker's strategy did work out, able to get a few fresh tires on that car. And he actually started back in 9th place, so he's up to 6th with fresh tires, so this should work out really well for him. Maybe he might be able to do something here, as we are getting ready to double up this time by, as we get set to go back green here once again. So far, fastest lap of the race, I believe a 16.7. 789, 787, Scott Brinson. A good lap there. Pace car should be dropping on pit road. And there we go. And we are back to green flag here at Iowa. Baker able to jump out to the lead. Battle going to be for second now. Brinson and Rayvon battling side by side right behind the race leader. Got his mirror full of these guys. There's a better look at it from on track. See the speed these guys are carrying around. Here comes Brinson now, looking to the inside of Baker for the lead. And Brinson going to slide up in front. Maybe a crossover. Leader this lap will be Scott Brinson, as he will get one lap led here. We'll see if he's able to hold on. He will not for now, as Rayvon closes the gap now. Here comes Brinson back to the inside. Sliding up just a little bit. This could be trouble. Able to get out of the throttle and back up. He will lose that spot to Rayvon, I do believe. This is going to allow Mike Grandy to start creeping up as well. He is back in 4th place. You see him slowly creeping into the picture. Side by side back here. This is for 8th place. I apologize. It's for 7th place. Ron Holyfield, Chris Walker. I told you to keep it on that 62 car. There you go. Started in 16th. Contact. Both drivers going to collect big cars here on the front stretch. Multiple cars involved, and that may put an end to tonight's events for these guys. Someone came up on him. I'm not sure who that exactly was. Give me just a second. I will find it. Chris Walker, it came up. It was. Came up the track. We've seen this multiple times, and there you go. 1, 2, 3. Multiple cars involved. Not sure how I was involved in this. Another look. 5, 6 cars involved, I believe. Oof. So the caution flag waves again for the 3rd time. Here again tonight. Baker's still out in the lead. And they're going to bring it down pit road. So far we've seen a lot of cars actually have trouble coming off turn 4. One thing I've noticed is that is the biggest issue that these guys are having, just pushing up into each other. Not super surprised by that, I don't think. We didn't see a ton of that in practice, but so much aero when you're running this close, I can definitely understand it. I believe we would be getting ready to double back up as you're right up in the blimp cam at the moment. And we will be doubling back up, I think, this time. Wait to see, but I think we will be doubling back up this time. Getting ready to go back green flag here once again. It's a tough place to race, especially in these cars. This place is tough in any car, but this one right here, definitely a tough one as well. And we are doubling back up, so we'll get ready to go back green flag here once again. Green flag, back out in the air. Blocks being put on Rick Rayvon, puts the block on Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to move back up into the top 3. Battle right now, Mark Walker also working underneath Will Kirk, I believe. Or Will Kirk actually trying to put the pass on Walker, and there he goes on the high side as we got another caution back out once again. See what happens here. I'm not sure entirely what that was. Ron Hollyfield just moves up the track and looks like he clipped somebody. He made contact. That's why he moved back up. He made contact with the 37. There you go. Around they go. And more drivers will be down pit road. As we work our 4th caution, we will step aside once again. One more reminder. Check out Kustom Krums Graphix on Facebook. Pretty cool looking page over there. I'll be right back once again.
The Porsche Esports Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
Back here once again, about to go green flag here in just a few moments as we get set to work or end caution number 4. It has been Adam Baker out front for 34 laps, with second place Scott Brinson. As the pace lights are off, green flag about to come out. So we are single file restarts. Green flag back out in the air once again. Looks like they have switched over to single file restarts, hoping to cut down on the amount of yellows. Most likely why they did that. Everybody's single file. Battle gonna be a little bit further back right here. Chris Walker and Keith trying to battle out for ninth spot. Battle for the lead. Adam Baker, Scott Brinson, and Rick Ravon has been battling out all race long. These three will not let each other go. And I don't expect to see that happen anytime soon. And Jeff Hollingsworth wants part of this action now. He's going to be working on the back of Brinson in 1 and 2. Rick Ravon was able to lead that lap coming out of 4. Will he be able to clear Baker down into turn 2? Looks like he's able to clear him just by a hair down into 3. We stay green here at Iowa as we are coming to lap number 50. Still 150 laps to go, so still ways to go in this race. It don't take long with the lap times these guys are putting down. 16.969 last time by for our leader. While all this is going on, the next closest battle is actually a little ways away. Back in 10th place, Paul Krums working on the bottom side of that 19 car of Keith. Trying to move into the top 10. And for now, not going to be able to do it. Everybody else kind of spaced out. Ron Hollyfield now trying to close in on Timothy Bales for 13th. Good battle right here. Watching this for 13th. Timothy Bales is in this. Kerry Cleaver also. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Kerry Cleaver. Who is that in the green car? Maybe a lap down car. I'm trying to see. Maybe Kevin O'Brien. That's who it is. Currently 3 laps down in that green car. Kevin O'Brien not having the night he wanted. Still got 18 cars running. Everybody kind of starting to space out just a little bit now. Battle going to be right here for the 8th spot or 7th spot. Keith, who started up in 2nd, now working on 7th place. Will Kirk coming out of turn 4, going to be able to take that spot away. Keith is actually on the climb once again. He's fallen back quite a bit throughout the field, but now working his way up to 7th place. We'll see if he's able to close this gap up to Mike Grandy, who's up in 6th place. Who is currently 2.5 seconds ahead of the 19 car. Not sure when tires and fuel and all that good stuff will become an issue, if it does. Watching Adam Baker, who was out front for a lot, who's not really gaining anything now. Rick Ravon out to a 1 second lead over Baker, who led most of this race's first 50 laps. Has fallen back to 2nd, really not really making up much ground. Mark Walker, who is currently 5th. We're actually doing a pretty good job of staying green ever since we went back single file racing. Everything has been clean and green since the drop of the green flag back at the end of that caution. Hopefully I don't jinx that, but so far we're seeing some pretty good racing throughout the entire field. As far as the weather goes, track temp has raised up to 2 extra degrees, now up to 82. Get a look at your Kustom Krums graphics. Make sure you check them out on Facebook, if I can actually spell that right. Check them out on Facebook and get all your good stuff there. But so far, 8 lead changes, 4 cautions, still 133 laps remaining. Make that 132. So this race ticking by fast. So we are now coming to lap number 69. There we go. Battle is actually closed back up, I do believe. It has. So Rick Ravon, who has slowed down just a little bit, allowed Adam Baker to close the gap back up for that top spot. We do got cars hitting pit road. The 82 has hit pit road. Not sure if this is scheduled or not. I wouldn't expect it to be scheduled. We'll be green now for 36 laps on this set of tires anyway, for these guys out there in the front. So I don't think he's actually pitting for tires. There may be something else wrong with that car. See if he's able to get going. Yeah, he's taking a pretty long pit stop here, and there he goes. So maybe that was scheduled on 9.6 seconds. Very well could have been scheduled stop for him. Watching this battle for the lead, we'll hop on board. The driver of the 47 here at Iowa, Adam Baker. See the lap car up in front of them. Oh, there he goes. Adam Baker into the wall. This may bring out a caution. It will bring it out as second place, and your pole sitter making contact with someone else. That was a lap car he made contact with. When that's what brought the caution. Lap car come back up onto the track, but Baker slides up into the wall, gets loose down into the lap car, into the wall, and there you have it. Adam Baker going to be done for tonight's race. Unfortunately for him, was doing a really good job of actually holding his own, and you see the damage on the front of that car. And he's going to go ahead and take it behind the wall, it does appear. And Rick Ravon is going to be bringing these guys down pit road. I expect every one of these guys except the 82 car to pit, and maybe a couple other ones might not, just for to get their lap back. So here you have all the cars coming down. Haven't really spoke a lot about Rick Ravon as far as point standings go. He comes in here into tonight in pretty far back actually in the points, which is kind of surprising. But I don't think he's ran a full season. He's in 23rd. Like I said, I don't think he's ran a full. He's only had, this is his 5th start, so that explains a lot. But he's going to win the race off pit road with ease. Jeff Sharp coming down pit road. So Rick Ravon, Scott Brinson. There's a look at your top 10. Jeff Hollingsworth, Mark Walker, and all this was after the Adam Baker crash just a few moments ago. Mike Grandy 5th. Keep going at 19 car. I think he may have something for these guys. And Paul Krums is an 8. Jeff Clark, I mentioned him and Ron Hollyfield, both 9th and 10th, so they have worked their way up respectfully throughout the night. 8 lead changes so far, 5 cautions, still 123 laps remaining. Should be getting ready to double back up here in just a moment. Once again, for anybody interested in these guys' schedule, they race again next week. I believe Byron will be back up in the booth. Both of them guys Byron and Sam both having to deal with some real life situations. So that's why I'm here tonight, filling in for them guys. But they will be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Interesting place there. And then they head from there to Chicagoland. And then back to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500, which hopefully I will be racing. It's one of my favorite tracks to race on for the IndyCar. Pace car about to drop in here once again. And the Kustom Krums 200 back under green. Once again at Iowa Speedway, Rick Ravon able to jump out to about a 2-car length lead over Scott Brinson, who's trying to close that gap now. Jump back here just a little bit. Mike Grandy trying to hold on to this spot. Here comes that 19 car. Bring it along, Captain Will Kirk on the bottom side of the racetrack. And then right behind him, Paul Krums there as well, trying to take advantage of this. Right now, Mike Grandy falling back just a little bit here on lap number 81, coming to 82. Scott Brinson, something must have happened to him. He was slow on the track. This is your points leader. Keep that in mind. He is very slow right now as he works through turn 4. Not sure what happened. We're going to find out. He is continuing to drop quite a bit. Was there contact? Oh, he just pushed up in the wall. So he's going to continue to drop back now, showing at 13. And if this is the case, as he keeps dropping back, then he's going to lose his points lead. He was only out in front of Jeff Hollingsworth by, I believe it was just 4 points? Yeah, 4 points. So Hollingsworth got a big advantage here to take advantage late in this season and try to jump up and take that points lead away from Scott Brinson, who's showing in 14th. Maybe, if this keeps going, he may have to come down pit road to get that damage repaired. Not sure what's going on, but he is in a lot of trouble right now as Rick Ravon able to continue to drive away. And Jeff Hollingsworth, who's sitting there right behind him, trying to close in on this lead. So if Hollingsworth is able to secure a top 3 finish with Brinson not being able to, we may be looking at a whole different point scenario. Of course, a caution flag would change a lot of things. There is the possibility that he could get a lot of that damage fixed, but you can see right there the gap between him and the field very, very big. He is actually showing 9 points behind, or 9 seconds behind, and growing to 10th or 13th place. He is actually going into turn number 1 and 2 right now, while the leader is actually working on the front stretch. So the gap has significantly closed. Coming out of turn 4. So I'm trying to keep an eye on both him. Scott working out of turn number 2. Here comes your leader now working out of turn 2. So Scott has the leaders actually behind him now. The gap really starting to close. It's going to be a matter of time. And I believe Scott Brinson could go one lap down, which would be absolutely humongous for his points lead. Here's your battle back here. This right here for 6th place, Adam Baker. Remember, he was actually in a little bit of trouble earlier in this race. He actually went for a spin. I think these guys actually do have one fast repair. So Brinson may need to come down. He did actually have to go one lap down. You see him right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these guys do have a quick repair, which I wasn't aware of. I apologize. Hi, I'm new. Rick Ravon doing everything he can to try to extend this lead. The more laps that they try to put Scott Brinson down, the better it's going to work out for these guys, especially Jeff Hollingsworth. As we stay green here on lap number 97. Not really any close battles. Closest things right here with Baker working on Paul Crumber. I'm trying to work on him anyway. Still about 2/10 behind him. Riding on board with Baker. Last time we did this, it didn't work out well, so hopefully he's good this time. See the arrow push that he's actually getting a little bit behind the 88 car. Such a fun car to drive, however. Love racing these things. I can't wait to get in here. Hopefully next week will be my first race. However, it's at a road course, so it's going to be kind of brutal. But I am looking forward to getting in here and race some different races with all of these people. Jeff Hollingsworth last time by a little bit slower than our leader. Looking throughout the field, nobody's really matching the times of Ravon as we come to the line this time. Once again, it is Rick Ravon a little bit faster. We've been green now for 26 laps with these set of tires. Here we go, battle for third. Mark Walker trying to hold on. As this guy trying to take that spot away, the 19, who started up in second, who I think's actually got a really fast car. Here he goes, trying to make the pass. Not going to be able to do it. Don't want to push up. May have a chance down to 3. And move him into the third spot, maybe. At the line, not going to be able to do it just yet. Actually falls in behind him once again. So good position battle here for third place. A lap car right there. That's Scott Brinson, as I mentioned. Not the night he wanted for his point standings. showing 2 laps down with 95 laps to go. Watching this battle still for 3rd place, this is continuing going on as we got a yellow. It just pops out. Kevin O'Brien may have had trouble, and there was contact, but I believe he was super slow on the racetrack. We'll see what happened. Oh, he checked up right there. A little bit of contact, and there you have it. Maybe a little bit of neck code there as well. Sent him around. No damage to the car as we have our 6th caution of the night here on lap 112. We'll take a break because I got to get a drink. We'll be right back right after this.
The Porsche Esports Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
make sure you all head over to facebook.com/custom Krums Graphix. Actually, I'm heading there right now. And check them out. Or Krums Custom Graphics, sorry. Make sure y'all check them out. They do custom paints. Of course, they do most of the paints, or all these paints, I believe, for this league. So, very cool there. I wasn't actually aware of that. And dirt paints and everything. Dirt paint's very tough to paint. I paint it myself. So, yeah, make sure you all head over and check this out. Or check them out on Facebook. Especially if you're an iRacer. Looks like he does some really good work. Love that logo. I need to get me a logo made. But, we're about to go green. Oh, caution, I apologize. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Maybe. There we go. About to go green flag. Rick Ravon on top of the board. Jeff Hollingsworth in second as the pace car going to drop down. And we are set to go green here on lap 117. Scott Brinson still 2 laps down. 11 cars only lap. Green flag back out in the air once again here from Iowa Speedway. No battles right now. Nothing going to happen for the moment. Here we go. 5th place, Paul Krumrah working underneath Mark Walker. In that black, Krumrah, who started up in the 8th position, now working in 4th. He will take that spot away. This is actually going to allow Adam Baker to get back, almost making contact there with the 00. As Walker going to look back underneath Krumrah to try to take 4th back away. Meanwhile, battle for first. A 3-car battle between Rick Ravon. There you go. Here comes, keep your eye, keep mentioning his name somewhat, even though I don't know how to pronounce his last name. There you go. Keith Mayato, maybe? Mayato? I don't know. And the battle for 4th, heating back up again. Krumrah trying to hold on to that. Here comes Walker underneath, not going to be able to get there. Baker now looking on. He's going to look to take 5th away from this 00 as we work down into turn number 1. And Walker going to go a little bit high, and Baker going to take that spot away. Here comes the crossover now. Walker back underneath Baker as we work through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, Baker going to be able to hold on to that position for now. He will take away that 5th position. Remember, Baker led a lot of his first 50 laps. Actually led, I think, every lap within the first 50, or very much of them. And unfortunately had an incident on track and was able to get that car repaired, and he's good to go. 2 cars on track. Not sure what happened here. It looks like there's some damage. Yeah, a lot of damage on the 52 car. Mike Grandy, who right there, I think he got, okay, there was something else that happened here. This was between Chris Brian and Mike Grandy. Both of them do the same thing. There you go. We got one climbing the wall. There you go. No caution's going to come out for that. And then Grandy into the wall once again. And then I think another issue happened when Pit Road, who was coming to Pit Road to get that damage repaired, and I think he spun out. I almost missed Pit Road, and he did spin out around. Now, fortunately for him, his night is now done. He has actually left the server, so he will finish possibly a little bit further back to where he's at. Possibly looking like he's going to finish He may finish 14th. We'll have to wait and see. Battle for the lead. Rayvon trying to hold off this 19 charging car. He's been charging up towards the front all night long. And he has now caught up with the rest of these guys. Adam Baker now working on Jeff Hollingsworth for 3rd place. I keep hitting the wrong button. Yeah, sorry. And Baker not able to close in the gap yet. Back here, Ron Hollyfield, Chris Walker for 8th place. I'm not sure if these guys can make it all the way on the end on gas or not. Waiting to see. Here comes the pass. Actually, that was Scott Brinson right down the inside. Scott Brinson 2 laps down is your points leader. Jeff Hollingsworth was only 4 points behind him and sitting up in 3rd. So right now, Jeff Hollingsworth should be your points leader as you almost see Keith getting to the wall at the exit of turn number 4. We are on lap 138 of 200. So this race really starting to take down now. The last couple runs we've had green flags, so the race really starting to become pretty good. Adam Baker trying to run down Hollingsworth. Here he comes. Baker working on Hollingsworth. Going to take away the 3rd spot. Do not count him out. The last couple laps, he is the fastest car on the track. Last time by almost a 10 over a leader. However, he's still over 2 seconds behind the leader, Rick Rayvon. But we still got plenty of laps for him to catch him. Rubber's starting to really set in on this track as well. As you take a look back here, Chris Walker now trying to pass Will Kirk going through the exit of 2. That's Scott Brinson right behind him. Remember, he is a lap down. I'm not entirely sure if these guys are going to have to pit. They've been out there now for 30 laps. I would expect them to. Not quite sure. I want to bring in Chris Simard, who unfortunately was involved in an early incident here early in this race. Hey, Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, you was involved in an early incident in this race, and I want to get your perspective of it. I know that you probably don't want to say everything that comes to mind, but this definitely hurts your chances in the points.
It does. Honestly, I didn't think I had a realistic shot at getting the championship, but I was thinking I could kind of keep pace with everyone, but that's all right. The um, Rick Raven, he pushed up into me, which is kind of easy to do here, and he apologized, so it's not a big deal. And then I kind of did the same thing. I forget who it was, but he was kind of a car length or two off the wall coming off the corner, and I didn't expect that, and it was kind of my fault. So
The good news
no big
is
deal.
you still have a teammate right now who's running really well right now, running in second place, and Keith, who honestly looks like he's one of the fastest cars out there at the moment. What do you really do in a situation like this? Do you even stay in the server, or is it just one of the things you try to help your teammates out? Is there anything you can do?
This particular track, I really can't help them out too much because if you're behind someone, it's really hard to pass with the air push, especially when you're 10, 15 laps into the run. You
Right.
really have to be in the lead to get that clean air, and usually when you're in the lead, you stay there. So, and it doesn't really matter if you have kind of old tires or not. You're gonna stay in the lead because it's really tough to pass, which I'm okay with. So.
Yeah, and speaking of tough to pass, next week going to be very tough. Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. How do you feel about your road course racing skills? Do you think you got a realistic shot at possibly walking out with the win? You did win a couple weeks ago at Twin Ring Motegi, but of course that's a way different track.
Yeah, I just uh, don't do as good on road courses as ovals. I'm trying my best. This is probably my second full season of doing road courses with the IndyCar, and before that it was just Cup cars, and I haven't really run a lot of these road courses, so it's just getting acclimated with the track. And I think when I go back a second or third time, it's okay. It's just the first time is a learning curve. So I haven't run the road course at Indianapolis yet, so we'll see what happens. I'll, I'll I love doing new stuff. So we'll see what happens.
For sure, man. Well, good luck next week, and I'll be looking forward to it. Unfortunately, taking out a little bit early tonight, so hopefully we'll see you then.
Yeah, 10-4, and you guys have a good rest of the race and good night. So.
You too, buddy. Thanks a lot. That was Chris Smart, who was awesome enough. He actually didn't see the message till later in the race. He was involved in a very early incident, I believe one of the first incidences of the race, where Rick Raven pushed up into him. And we've seen it a couple times tonight, so, I definitely know it wasn't intentional. He mentioned it right there. It was such a tough place with aero push. And unfortunately, though, the only downside to that is, yeah, he said he didn't feel like he had a legit chance of winning the championship, but he was still, had a chance for a top three possibly. So unfortunately, it does take him out of the championship hunt for sure with that. But we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks. Anywho, we are on lap 157 now of 200 with Rick Ravon leading this race. We're going to take our final commercial break, and we'll be back right after this.
The Porsche Esport Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
big caution comes out, and Rick Ravon will be caught 2 laps down, and that is going to put a huge implication on everybody because Will Kirk stays out. Ron Holyfield and Jeff Sharp, who we haven't spoken of really about either of these guys, are going to be the only cars a lap in front. So these guys, I don't know what happened on this caution. I'm trying to find out. What a break that these guys was able to catch. Trying to find out exactly what happened. Don't really see nothing, but there you have it. That is absolutely huge. Only 3 cars, not a lap down. And this happens late in the race. Some of these guys may be in trouble. Rick Ravon, who led a ton of laps here, going to get that unfortunate pit stop because where he pitted, and it's going to take him out of this race, I do expect. So this changes a lot of things. Not only that, Scott Brinson, how about that? Got a chance to get back on the lead lap. And Jeff Hollingworth also. So Scott Brinson, right at this point, would still be your points leader only by what I'm thinking, only 1 point. Wow. So we should have Ron Holyfield, Captain Will Kirk, and Jeff Sharp, all 3 come down pit road. And there you go. All 3 of them cars are going to come down down pit road, and this may actually, only person it's going to work out for is the 19, I do believe, who would appear like he will not be a lap down. Wow. And you see Rick Ravon right there. That's the one that's going to hurt the most. He was out front for, gosh, I don't know how many laps. And he was showing in P10. And what I'm thinking, he's still going to be 1 lap down. And you see Keith dropping back behind the Jeff Sharp, Ron Holyfield, and Will Kirk. These guys just got handed a good chance to walk out of here with a really good finish, and that would be absolutely huge for them. I mean, that's a big opportunity here for all 3 of these guys to walk out of here with a good chance at possibly a win. Keep in mind that the 9th of Scott Brinson and Rick Ravon is 1 lap down along with Chris Walker. All 3 of them guys are 1 lap down. So from 9th back is actually laps down. And then Adam Baker would be your last lead lap car. That's crazy. Good start for Will Kirk as he's going to drive down into turn 1. Now remember, the 19's got a few more laps, not many more, but he does move into third. Jeff Sharp actually falling back now in that 60 car. As Will Kirk trying to extend this lead. Riding on board with second place Keith, who was able to get around a lap car of Scott Brinson. Oh, almost making contact there with turn number 4. Still not losing much time. Actually, last time by 3/10 faster than our leader. You see the distance closing. Moving up to the high side, going to try to get around on the exit. Here comes the run. Will he be able to get to the inside? He will not. Going to go back up there again. Here he comes to the inside. New leader on lap 174. I believe it. Yeah, second lap led. Jeff Hollingsworth, if he's able to get maybe even a couple more spots, he still may be able to take this lead away, or points lead away at least. You just seen Krums move up, try to take that line away from Adam Baker and make him ride in dirty air. Not going to happen as Krums finally falls back to 6th. Battle going to be right here as Baker working on the 97 of Hollingsworth. Oh, a little contact with wall. Kustom Hollingsworth going to take back 5th. I apologize, that is 4th. Oh, Krums gets into the wall a little bit. 20 laps to go. Like that 19. Keith has checked out now 3.3 seconds over second place. Closest battle is right through here. Jeff Sharp working on Adam Baker. Sharp actually did not get the greatest restart, but he's hanging on to 7th place right now, working on 6th. Not sure if he's just getting a little bit more confident in the car late in this race, but he is working his way, trying to work his way back up into the top 5 as he works on 6th place right now underneath him. Such a tough place to pass. Last time by, actually him and Adam Baker ran identical lap times. They changed up the line a little bit here, and it looks like Baker was able to get through 1 and 2 a little bit better. 3 and 4, about even again. Across the line. Yeah, Baker a little bit faster that time. He got through 1 and 2 really good last time. This time, however, Sharp able to close that gap back up. He's going to be looking to the inside as they work out of 4. Not going to be able to get it just yet, I don't think. Here he comes again. Closest battle on the track right now is between these two guys for 6th place as we're coming to 11 to go. Next time by. Here we go. One thing you don't want to do here is touch that apron. It's one way to get sent around, and we are on 11 to go now as Keith continues to lead this way. Riding on board with Jeff Sharp, started back in 18th place, working on 6th, so he has done nothing but move forward all night. Got, I don't want to say lucky, but definitely benefited from the late caution we just had. Did fall back a little bit, but done a good job on staying inside where he's at. Definitely a smart move to stay out when he did. Little update on the point standings right now. As you see, Jeff Hollingsworth and Will Kirk going at it. Hollingsworth is in 4th. Scott Brinson is in 8th. So right now, these two guys, I believe, would be tied for the points lead. I may be a little bit wrong on that, but here comes Hollingsworth going to make contact, and that's going to send Kirk into the wall. And maybe, out of this race. Wow. And we've seen that a couple times tonight. And unfortunately, going to end his night, and caution will fly. That means we're going to get a late race restart here. Things are really about to get interesting because if you pit, do the guys behind you stay out? I think if you're someone like, even Jeff Sharp or Adam Baker, you may have to stay out and do opposite of what the leader does. I think everybody needs to do opposite of what the leader does, from around Hollyfield back. So who will this benefit? As Hollingsworth slid up the track, got into Will Kirk, and these guys was racing for quite a bit. Definitely wasn't intentional. We've seen that a couple of times tonight of different drivers sliding up on the exits and getting into the arrow push here very bad. I'm sure Kirk probably don't think the same thing right now, but it looks like none of these guys are going to come down pit road besides Jeff Sharp. Actually, I take it back. Paul Crumright, Adam Baker, Jeff Sharp. I love that call to come down pit road here. You have nothing to lose. So, why not come down? Do opposite whatever the leader does. Right there, I think Ron Hollyfield probably should have put it and Jeff Hollingsworth, but hey, maybe they know something I don't. I don't know. So we are still under caution. We are coming to 3 to go next time by. I believe this is going to be a green-white checker pretty much with 2 laps to go. A look at your top 5 right now. There you go. Keep in mind that the first 4 guys did not pit. Scott Brinson, by the way. Is he really back on the lead lap? He is. Wow. All right. That's impressive. So right now, Scott Brinson's still able to hold on to that points lead with Jeff Hollingsworth only 1 point, gain 1 point right now. Wow. That may change a little bit though. I'm sure it will before the end of the race. Before we go back green. We'll see. Pace lights are going to be on, so we're actually only going to have a 1-lap shootout. Wow, okay. That's surprising. I thought we'd have 2. So it is just going to be a green checkered finish. So the 19 of Keith got definitely the best chance with the opportunity to get a better restart than all these guys. All these guys should be lining back up here in just 1 moment. Got a feel for Rick Ravon, who was caught on pit road under that caution, went 2 laps down when that caution came out, who led a lot of these laps. Don't know what could have been. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. As we are on 2 to green, so we are got the pace lights off. This will be a 1-lap restart. As we get set to go green flag here in just a couple moments for 1 lap. Should be pretty exciting. Especially with the guys on fresh tires who's starting in 4th. That is where your first guy on fresh tires starts. Paul Krums, Jeff Sharp, Adam Baker on 4 fresh tires. Here we go. Pace car going to pull down pit road. Hard left-hand turn. Green flag is out. Battle going to be back for 3rd. Jeff Hollingsworth under attack from Krums. Keep your eye on this 88. Not going to be able to get up there yet. Remember, he does have fresh tires. We don't know if he's going to be able to do much with it. Through turn 4. Keith is going to come out of turn 4, and he is going to pick up the win at Iowa. With Ron Hollyfield. Paul Krums going to nose out. Jeff Hollingsworth, did he actually get that? Krums does get 3rd. Jeff Hollingsworth, Adam Baker, Jeff Sharp, your top 6. I will get the rest of the rundown as we look here at your race winner, Keith Merido. I'm not saying that wrong. I apologize. Mayato? Mayato. I think that's how you say it. Mayato. I don't know. Anywho, good win for Keith. He was able to lead out 28 laps and was able to get a big break. Even though I think he could have had the fastest car still throughout the field, but started 2nd, picks up the win, and he's going to burn it down here in front of the grandstands. Kinda, or not. And pick up the win here at Iowa Speedway. We're going to talk to a race winner right now, I do believe. If I can get him in here.
Lead lap cars, but it worked out that I was just a little bit quicker, and I was able to get behind ahead of Scott there, because I knew he was going to race me hard and not just going to hand me the win. So lucky I got by him pretty quickly, and same with getting by Will Kirk there when the tires were still fresh.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we was going to have a green-white checker or a just a green run like we did. Was pitting a thought on your mind, or did you know you had to stay out, being all these other guys behind you that definitely could have pitted as well?
Yeah, I thought about pitting, and then I saw how many laps were left, and I wasn't sure if we were going to go back green. And seeing that it was a one-lap shootout, I'm thankful that everyone else behind me didn't pit, because it probably would have been a different outcome, because I still could not hold it wide open coming to 3 and 4.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, you came in here tonight third in the points. I know you're not really thinking about too many points, but still third in the points right now. Definitely improved on that, but a big win tonight. And then next week we go to a road course at Indianapolis. How do you feel about heading to Indianapolis, especially in these cars and racing the road course?
That one should be fun. I haven't run Indy road course in quite a few years. I know we got quite a few great road course drivers, so if they show up, it'll be tough for a podium finish.
Well, man, you did a great job tonight and was able to come home in first place and a big win. Is there any shout-outs like that you want to give out?
Yep, shout out to my teammate Chris Smart, and Adam Baker was also here, so he's part teammate, part sponsor, and also I'd like to thank Simcast for sponsoring the car, and also BZ Designs.
Big win tonight, man. Congratulations. Great run.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Take care.
Good win, Keith.
Oh. Next up, we have
Bring Ron up.
Ron Hollyfield. There he is. Hey, Ron, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you was able to finish in second, and you know it's got to be somewhat satisfying. You started a little bit further back in the field, back in 16th, but able to work up and caught a lucky break there with the caution, but was able to maintain a big second place finish tonight.
Yeah, man. How about that, dude? I mean, it's highly unusual for myself, but I shall take it. I mean, I guess they caution. I ran mid pack up, top 10, 7th, right in there. I then got in a little trouble, but yeah, I mean, I saw them guys fitting, and I had about 10 laps still in my fuel, and I stayed out, and that caution came out perfect. Put me right up there.
Let me ask you a question. Some other guys actually pitted at the very last caution. You decided to stay out. What was the thought process that made you want to stay out, especially on a little bit older tires compared to some of the guys that did pit? What was the thought process in making that decision?
Oh, you mean right there at the end?
Yeah, right there at the end.
Well, I mean, I knew it was only going to be one lap or so left. I'm glad it won't anymore. I mean, I knew if I could get off the start there without spinning the tires too bad that I might could hold on. I knew if I pitted, you never know, man. You pit and all the whole pack stays out. It's the only chance I had, really.
Well, it was a great call. I mean, able to get second place. Like I mentioned, you started way back in the field, or further back in the field, in 16th place, and actually you kept a pretty decent clean car all night. You did have a little bit of issue here and there, but nothing too severe. That definitely kept you out of the race. Next week, Indianapolis road course. I got to ask, because I'm asking everybody, because I haven't seen a race there yet that wasn't crazy. How do you feel about heading to the road course at Indianapolis?
Yeah, I ain't too good on the road course, but are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I ain't very good on the road course, man. But just like my thought process, if I can stay clean and keep my car intact and take what the track gives me, that's about all I can ask for.
Well, man, you did honestly a great job tonight. That was a super awesome drive, and second place, something to definitely be happy about. This place is tough, especially in the IndyCar. I mean, the aero push is absolutely horrendous from what I was seeing. So, good run, but awesome run. Any shout-outs or anything like that you want to give out?
Yeah, this track is really not my favorite. I mean, I've ran, several, Cup and Xfinity races here. It's really not one of my favorite tracks, but just things, sometimes you get lucky, man. Things work out, I hate it for my buddy Jeff, my teammate there. He had a solid third, but he got squeezed out right there at the end, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I just want to thank the sponsors, man, so we can keep going, and thank Scott, and
Well, man,
just glad to be a part of the crew, man. Just try and stay clean and don't make too many enemies and do the best you can. That's all you can do, right?
Well, you did that tonight for sure, man. That goes to show what happens when you keep a clean car. You always got a chance for a good finish. So good job tonight, man. Really well driven race tonight.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I don't get to get on the podium too often, and to finish where I did. And Keith, I mean, he's the man. I mean, he's the man. I knew there wasn't no way I was going to be able to get back around him anyway. So
sure.
Just to get off the start, I got a little slip right there. It scared the life out of me. But yeah, I mean, I finished in between a couple of great drivers, so I feel pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all. Congratulations. Congrats, man.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
Really? Good job, Ron.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're all right. Adam.
Next up, Paul Krumra, who finishes in third place. Hey, Paul, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, let me ask you about your. I'm kind of asking everybody about their pit strategy there at the end. You pitted on the fresh tires. Of course, you did pick up a few spots. Finished third tonight. Overall, are you happy with third?
Yep. I ended up third there.
I'm sorry.
The last pit stop there was. I figured I better go in and get some new tires on the car because I knew the guys in front of me were going to be pretty darn quick. So I was able to get in there and get some new tires, and somehow I was able to get behind Jeff on the restart and was able just to sneak by him like by a half a car length, I think, at the line. It was a heck of a race between us.
Yeah, it was a nose. And let me ask you a question. I from a team standpoint, that's got to be somewhat satisfying because Scott Brinson, your teammate at Rated R Racing, you was able to finish in front of the guy that was actually chasing him, so it put him back a little bit closer. Is that something you thought about at all? I mean, I got to ask because everybody wanted to know, of course.
Well, we always think about the point, the team points, obviously, but we go out there and we race each other hard. We race each other clean, and we worry about it's starting to get down to where the championship points are getting really close. And I think Scott said I bumped up to fourth now in the championship points, but all these guys are great drivers, and it's hard to gain any points on anybody. So every little inch that you could take from somebody is just a huge milestone. You got guys like Jeff and Chris Walker and Rick Ravon out there. These guys aren't easy to drive against, I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, and I want to ask you a question about, we've seen a lot of cars pushing up into the other cars. How bad was the aero push in these cars tonight? It looked like it was pretty severe at certain times of the race.
Yeah, certain parts of the track, if you got like more than about 3 cars around you, the aero push was pretty heavy, and I was able to kind of stay away from kind of where they were at and look at a line where it was like a fresh stream of water where you could just grab that air and keep it down on the bottom or keep it at the top. But yeah, it was definitely, there's pretty good aero push out there tonight.
Well, you came home in third and you was able to pick up an extra spot in the points. I'm sitting here looking at it now, so congratulations on that. Moves you inside the top 5 in fourth, so you was able to actually jump over Chris. So a big jump there. Man, congratulations on that. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Unfortunately, I ran a Texaco car tonight. I don't know why iRacing does that, but
yeah, I hear you.
I'd like to give a shout out to 7-Up, my sponsor, and to my teammate Scott. I know it's been a frustrating couple of weeks with all the drama that's been going on the track, and hopefully we killed it tonight. And just want to thank everybody for racing the way they do out there. I mean, it's hard, it's clean, and it's fun.
These cars right here are tough to drive anyway, and I'm going to be honest, the first part of the race was a little rocky, but it came really clean, and it became really exciting there towards the middle and the end. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on third place tonight.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think going to the single file restarts really helped quite a bit. So
yeah, it really did.
So it turned into a pretty decent race, but I think everybody's just jockeying for those last few. We're getting down to the Nats' butt here, and we're all trying to scramble for those last bit of points. So we'll see how the championship ends up.
Before you go, PK, I just want to say that I'm glad to see you get a podium finish, man. And I know you race your ass off every week, so I'm glad to see you get a good finish. And you're in this thing, man. It ain't over yet.
That's for sure.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and Scott knows I do a lot of practicing. I mean, he's got me into the official Indy League, and I'm number 1 in points in the dirt league in the UMPs right now on the officials, and
awesome.
I mean, I put a lot of time into these things. I put a lot of money. I think actually this was my race tonight. I actually won this race last year.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned about the dirt cars, and we seen this race kind of have like a dirt top field because you kind of basically had to do a lot of slide jobs on people. It seemed like in order to pass people here.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's just a little bit of sliding on there. These cars aren't very forgiving when it comes. Once you get sideways, they're pretty much sideways. But yeah, it was. It's fun, and I enjoyed pumping some money into this league because I look forward to it every Wednesday night, and I look forward to the guys, one thing about the guys that are racing here and that have been around for a while, I love the fact that we can yell at each other and scream at each other, but then the next week we're all shaking hands and we're all over it. We're all ready to kick some butt again.
Well, man, I enjoyed the race. I mean, this is the first race I got to call because Sam and him wasn't here, but I actually did enjoy it. It wasn't that bad. It was, like I mentioned, the second part of the race got really exciting. So a big congrats on third place tonight.
Well, I was laughing about that because I didn't think the race was going to get broadcast because the last time it didn't get broadcasted, I won here. So I thought, well, maybe that's my good luck charm. But you got me third, so I appreciate you filling in for Sam. And I know Sam's busy tonight, but I appreciate you doing that for us.
For sure, man. Thanks a lot, and hopefully we'll see you here again soon.
Oh yeah, we'll do. See you next Wednesday.
For sure. Hey, Scott, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you was able to come home, able to still lead these points. Now, it's getting close. I know that's a big thing, especially on yours and Jeff's mind. 2 points ahead, and we headed to Indianapolis Road Course next week. How do you feel about that?
Well, I can feel old Jaws back there coming, a.k.a. Keith Myato, man. And me and Jeff both better pay attention to Myato because I've seen him do it in other leagues. I've been the broadcaster watching him doing it in other leagues. And he's hot right now. Keith has hit a hot streak. He's got 3 wins. So does Jeff. I've got a measly 1. How the hell I'm in the points lead? I don't know. I got a couple better finishes than they do. It's been a really bad season for me. Most of the season I've been getting taken out. But tonight I stepped on my own dick like I did at Atlanta and killed the wall. Couldn't catch a caution to get back on the lead lap. Grandy wound up being in front of me on that one deal that we got and got the wave around, and then we didn't get another one for a long time. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's racing. How I still have a 2-point lead, though, I have no idea.
Yeah, 8 top 5s.
5 races to go.
5 races to go, 8 top 5s, and that definitely does help. And then, of course, the next week's going to be interesting just because we still got 2 more road courses, but Indianapolis is going to be a big breaker for somebody. So we'll see how it plays out. But, man, first off, for me, thanks for letting me broadcast this. I know it was kind of last minute for me, but I actually did have a good time in here broadcasting it.
Well, hey, man, I thank you I was just about to say that. Thanks for showing up and, covering for Byron tonight, who's covering for Tony. I know Byron had some family issues that he wanted to make sure that he was there for, and I talked to Byron on the phone, and, I can't blame Byron one bit, and, I wanted him to go take care of that. So,
yeah, for sure.
And we all know Tony's been having some health issues, I wish Tony the best with his health. I was the other night I wasn't the friendliest to Tony because I was just, in a real grumpy mood the other night.
One of those moods, yeah, I got you.
Just wanted to say sorry to Tony and that I love you, man, and I want to see you back here. And Adam, big kudos to you, dude, for stepping in and covering for these guys, and I'm sure you did a great job, man.
No problem, buddy. If you ever need me, you know how to contact me. But, yeah, good race tonight. Congrats on being able to keep your points lead. We'll see how it works out next week.
Yeah, at one point, man, I was sitting here, my girlfriend's here sitting in the room with me, and I was telling her, but there goes the points championship, and I was buried in the field, and Hollingsworth was up there in second, and I had to let him by a couple times. I was like, yep, there goes the championship.
I'm going to be honest, I thought you lost it, too. At one point, I mentioned it. I was like, I think you just lost the points championship, but it's close.
It felt like it was it's still a real low feeling right now, but I know I still got the points lead, so I got to get past that shit, and I'm good at that. But I'll tell you that I'm a little rattled right now because of all the shit that's been going on, and I'm going to find a way to shake that. But
for sure, man.
Either way, all these guys, I just want to say that, once we went single file there, this was a much better race tonight.
It was good.
Maybe we're on to something with the single file restarts. With the flaming and stuff, there was none of that tonight. So much better atmosphere tonight. Once we went single file, much better racing, and look forward to seeing these guys at Indy Road next week as we gear up 3 weeks away from tonight for the 3rd annual Top Fuel Racing Indianapolis 500.
For sure, man. Can't wait for that, and congrats on that, and I'll talk to you guys here soon.
All right, man. Thanks,
sir. Thanks a lot, buddy. That was Scott Brinson, the driver of the 14 and league owner, still able to keep the championship here tonight. Only by 2 points, so he's definitely got Jeff breathing down his neck, but he was still able to keep it. That's the biggest thing. You've got to keep the points lead in order to win the championship, and he did do that. Next week, I mentioned, I honestly think, in my opinion, next week will be the biggest race these guys between him and Jeff. Indianapolis, of course, is going to be big because that can go to anybody, but I think next week and the other road course is going to be the break or make season for both of these guys. So, all in all, the race was good. The first, as I mentioned, the first couple cautions we had, there was definitely issues. But once they hit that single file restarts, the cautions pretty much stopped. I think we only had like 2 or 3. Definitely wasn't bad. The racing was actually fantastic, and it got really good there at one point. So kudos to all them, and good job to all them for doing that. And I like the idea of going to single file once that did happen. So that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. I'll be back tomorrow night. I got to broadcast the 9-4 Throwback IndyCar Series. Got some special announcements. Check out ESPN Facebook, and you can see that if you're looking for IndyCar leagues. And check out these guys, Top Fuel Racing. New season, or I'm sorry, this season about ready to come to an end, but hopefully they'll do another season of this because it looks really promising. So that's going to do it for us tonight. Y'all have a great night. Take care, and God bless.